I see the same thing with channel partners, right? So, and especially with India cross-border startups in a bunch of verticals, I see where there's a lot of early traction from a SI or a channel partner type organization. I was like, look, this is interesting. We have to take it to a few customers. But if the founder doesn't have like the first party relationship with directly the customer or with a strategic, kind of a high enough leader at one of these customers, then it's hard to really know what is the extent of validation, right, around the product.
Yeah, in fact, for channel, it's become triply or quadruply more hard because channel typically does not sell a no-name startup.
Yep.
They would want you to show them a proof saying, hey, give me five case studies, let's say bank, right? So, hey, who are your top five banking customers? Or even pharma or retail, because they are trying to sell this on your behalf to a customer. So you are not even present. So if they don't have conviction, all bets are off.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, let me ask you, Indus, this. This is actually a live example, but there is an India-based startup. They are just entering the US market, right? And it's kind of the robotic software space, right? So fairly differentiated product, and so they have no customers at all in the US so far, right? But there's a channel partner who wants to very aggressively take them, who has built conviction around the product, right? And it's basically based on the India logos that they have, right, which are of multinational companies, right? So the product is working at scale with fairly advanced customers, but still not in the US, right? It's mostly in India. Now there are two options. Either the founder kind of takes that channel partner approach, right? It's capital efficient, get those first logos, avoid the cold start problem, right? Or second is that, look, I go down this path, but to your point, in terms of fundraising, in terms of truly validating my assumptions, in terms of for me to learn about the GTM motion, right? Is this really taking me in the right direction? How should this founder think about this?
I think the founder still has to grind out the direct sales. So there is no escaping the direct sales. So we do a little bit of a channel ourselves, but the channel is the cherry on the top. If it comes. We get deals, we get lead flow, opportunities, whatever it comes. But the grind is the direct outreach, the daily sales motion that has to happen because it's going to teach us, and in this case, it'll teach the founder one thing or two. You'll be surprised. The customer will tell you, oh, go work with John. He's my SI. And that introduction is 10 times more effective than any other introduction that if you go to John directly as an SI or a channel partner, because they are just looking at, oh, this customer is referring me to this startup selling robotic software. They will not care the context of it. They will just care, look at the logo in the email or the name that came, and you that starts a very good relationship. And that's because direct sales is happening.
And I'm seeing that even in some of my portfolio companies where the company has hit 2 million ARR with a channel motion. But now there's a little bit of that plateauing happening. And actually, it's hard for the founder from an operating perspective to see it because there is still motion, right? There is still kind of a positive energy in that channel. But what I, from the outside, I'm observing is that you are actually struggling to uplevel your relationship or expand your ACV because you have no strategic insight into how the board of that company is thinking, how the CXOs of that company are thinking, where are the budgets going, what is their 5 year roadmap, right? And you could actually be, instead of selling a 25K product, you could be selling a 200K product, but you have no kind of relationship there or no insight there.
Or probably you're already selling a 200K product and the channel guy is not telling you.
Hmm.
So
Very
I
interesting.
think I agree to that. I think the muscle of going direct has to be built. It also gives sanity to that relationship between you and the channel. Because if the channel thinks that, hey, am I the only one he's banking on to get the sales ready, then the love is not there. But if you have, even if it's a one person team, right? Even if it's just the founder, if the relationships are coming, you're hosting events for some of these customers directly, the channel guy, A, sees it as a threat that, okay, strong product, if I don't double down, they'll go direct, they'll acquire the same customers, I'll not get compensated. Second, the channel would love to see the velocity of this direct sales, the content that is coming out, the webinars being done, to use that to market to his base. Because I'm sure as a founder, you're not spending enough time enabling the channel. The content, the partner marketing, the events that you do, the compensation, the kickbacks that are given to that relationship. all of that will start maturing if the velocity from direct also picks up.